Hey guys, welcome back with In the Pan with Jan. Really glad to be back here today. Blessed to have another day of life. So here we are, and it's really pretty outside, sunny, beautiful, absolutely another beautiful day. So we're all thankful for that first and foremost. Secondly, I was thinking I want something different today. It's summer almost, warm. I wanted to get in the kitchen besides all the spring cleaning we've been doing and just bake, cook something more floral-y, springy, something different to snack on. So I was like, what can I make that I didn't really want to have to be in the kitchen all day, but was something be good? And I got to thinking, donuts. I was like, that sounds really good. Who does it like a donut, right? I mean, come on, they're delicious any time of the day. We don't have them every day, but occasionally they sound good. My mom grew up when I was a little girl, and her mom handed it down to her. They made homemade donuts as a snack, and they are absolutely delicious. I mean, sugar, powdered, cinnamon, I mean, chocolate, you name it. She still brings them up to us and our little girl on occasion, and it just reminds you of old times and family and just pure goodness. So I thought, I'm going to take a stab at it today. Never really made a homemade donut before, so we'll see if this recipe is going to be a flip or a flop. Hopefully it's a flip. So today I'm going to make a blueberry muffin donut. And I hope me, as well as all of you guys, will really enjoy this. So we'll get started. What you're going to need for this recipe is 2 cups of flour, 3/4 cup of granulated white sugar, 1 stick or a half a cup of melted butter, 1 cup of milk, 2 large eggs. I've pre-beat them because it helps the batter just get really flaky and moist and fluffy. It does really well if you do that with any bacon. If you're using eggs, try to pre-beat them. And 2 cups of blueberries that are either fresh or frozen. I have frozen today because that's just what I had on hand in the freezer. So, I mean, whatever you prefer, frozen, fresh, it really don't matter with this recipe. It calls for either one. A teaspoon of vanilla extract. The recipe that I have pulled does not call for cinnamon, but cinnamon complements a lot of pastries and baking, I mean, anything. I even add it to peach cobbler, and it might not sound good, but it really complements, and it's really good for you, too. And blueberries have a lot of antioxidants. They're really good for your eyes, your health. They're just a lot of vitamins, really good. And for those that have picky eaters, mine sometimes is picky. Blueberries is something I can get her to eat. I can put them in a lot of stuff, and she's really happy. But if you don't want to use blueberries, by all means, you can use this base and make a vanilla donut, because my mom does that, and it's just as good, and roll it in powdered sugar, chocolate, brown sugar, whatever you need. You can also use strawberries, banana, chocolate chips, or a peanut butter donut. Just whatever you do, just remember that even though this says 2 cups for blueberries, you may have to play around with it with another ingredient, because some are more wetter or drier than others, so it's okay. It's all about experimenting and playing with food, so that's what I like. So let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our dry ingredients first. Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry, had a small camera difficulty, but I think it's going now. So we've got 2 cups of flour put into this, and now I'm going to add just a dash. I wouldn't recommend dousing that like mine almost did, because you don't want to overpower it, but just enough cinnamon. I mean, if you like a whole lot of cinnamon, go for it by all means. Don't let me be a judge of that. But I just want enough to complement. And it wakes up that cinnamon, and you can already smell that. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to add my sugar next, and I'm going to beat that into this with my whisk before I add all my other wet ingredients, just to break up all the grains and make them come together. Okay, and if you see that cinnamon's made it a dusty brown color, that's what you want. That means that it's all through your batter. So, after that, I'm going to add my cup of milk. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I'm using my hand, especially to mix, instead of my mixer or something, I like to add one ingredient in at a time, because as you can see, this is going to make kind of a thick batter. And you want to try to at least semi-mix it one at a time. That way it's not as tough to beat everything in. And my 2 eggs will go next. And then mix some of that in. It's breaking it down a little bit. It loosens it up. So far, the color of the batter is gorgeous. I love baking and cooking and bringing my little girl into things. And I was brought up in the kitchen somewhat. I mean, I took spells. I didn't like to be in the kitchen. Other times I did. And, you know, I was into different things in school, band. I was a bookworm, too. I'll just be honest. I love to read. I can curl up in the corner and read and just get into my own little world. But as I got older, especially when I got into college and now in my own and met my husband, I really enjoy cooking. And I mean, it is a passion of mine. I love baking. I mean, one of the aisles that my husband sometimes has to run me out of in Walmart is the baking aisle. Because I could spend so much time there just looking at everything and be like, oh, I can make this, or I can do that, or me and my little girl can do this. You know, but he loves it. He loves eating all my food. Anyway, now I'm going to add my whole cup of butter into this. And tip, do not have your butter extremely hot when you are working with eggs. You will scramble your eggs in your batter. I made that mistake early on years ago and wasn't too pleasant picking scrambled eggs out of the batter. So just remember, always temper it or be very cautious what you're adding in first and with hot ingredients with eggs, because it will scramble them. Okay, now before I add in my blueberries, I'm going to grab, whoops, sorry about the clanking, my teaspoon here. And I'm going to add my teaspoon of vanilla into here. I love the way vanilla smells. It smells so good. And this is just a cheap vanilla from Walmart. You can use whatever brand, you know, type whatever you want. I mean, if you wanted, honestly, and I have done this before with making little things, if you didn't want to use vanilla, you can actually supplement it with lemon. A lemon and blueberry donut would be delicious. Strawberry, a mint, almond, hazelnut, anything you want. If you don't want to use vanilla, I'm just using a plain vanilla base because I'm letting the blueberries be the star of my donut. Oh guys, this smells good, just the batter itself. Look at that, how smooth and fluffy. So I think I'm just going to go around the bowl one more time just to make sure no little residue is left, and make sure this looks good, and it does. So now I'm going to add in about half my blueberries first. Stir those in. Oh, look at the color, guys. Look at that. It's turning it in like a brown color, and you see the swirls of the juice that's coming out. Oh, that looks so pretty. I'm so excited about this recipe, and I hope my mama will be proud, because I have been taking recipes that she has handed down to us over the past few years and started incorporating them into our menu, and I love doing stuff that she grew up doing with her mommy. And I mean, she started cooking when she was like 9 or 10 years old. So I love her cooking. It's amazing. And then my dad's mom, I loved on Sunday mornings, we would go to her house. And I mean, we live out in the country here, and we're on the East Coast. And I mean, I love different types of food, but I'm a country girl at heart. So I love all these old-fashioned recipes, and at holidays and baking time, that's when we really bring them out. And I mean, it's awesome. It's just awesome. So if your mommies or daddies or grandparents ever want to hand you down recipes and tips on cooking, take them. You may not use them now, but one day in life you might, because it is awesome, especially when you have kids to hand them down to. And look at this, guys. We've incorporated all of our blueberries in. It's turned into almost a light lavender lilac color, and that's what you want. That lets you know that with your batter and all these blueberries, even though they was frozen, they've only been sitting out on my counter for maybe 10 minutes, if that. Look at that. Look at that. And it smells really good. So what I'm going to do, since this is now really smooth and creamy and ready to go into the pan, I've got my oven heating to preheating, if I can talk today, preheating to 350 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and get my pan ready, and then you always grease your pan and have it ready for whatever you're putting into it. Do not put this batter into a ungreased pan, even if it says non-stick, because if you do, I promise you some of that is still going to stick, and you're going to have ugly donuts, cupcakes, pies, whatever. Don't forget your non-stick spray. I'm going to go ahead and do that, get my pan ready, and I'll show you how I'm going to get these donuts, or at least attempt to do it in the pan that I have, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, guys. Now, I told you a boo-boo a while ago. I have to apologize in advance. I looked wrong. The recipe, you have to preheat your oven to 375, not 350. So, I've got mine set to 375. I'm so used to putting everything on 350 or 325 most of the time that when I glanced, I thought, okay, so that's what it was too. So, I apologize. But make sure your oven is 375. Okay, now, you don't have to do what I'm doing, but I'm going to show you a little trick that I learned a long time ago that makes, hopefully, I know it makes some things a lot easier, so hopefully it'll make life a little easier with doing this too. Now, I got one of my piping bags out. You can do this with a gallon bag, a sandwich bag, but I just had some of these on hand where I had extra, so I decided to use one of these. You can do this with a teaspoon, a tablespoon. If you have a cup or a measuring cup or something that pours really good with a spout, that works just fine too. Whatever, or one of those little bottles with the funnel, whatever you want to. But since we are doing this a donut instead of a muffin, you want to try to get the batter as even as the rings as possible. So, as you can see, I've pre-greased these because you don't want none of this to stick and burn. And I'm going to take this blueberry batter and I'm going to put some of this into a piping bag. Look at all those blueberries. Oh, I can't wait to try these when they're done. It's so yummy. You're going to do this. Now, make sure you get all your air bubbles out, even if you do it in a gallon bag. Now, I'm going to try this. It may go make a hot mess, but we're going to try it. Don't want to cut that over the batter and get plastic in it. That wouldn't be good. So, cut a small tip. And we're just going to squeeze an even batter all through this. Let's see how that looks. Okay, guys. Sorry, we are having camera difficulties today with our camera. And hopefully in our next video we won't have to worry about that. So, I do apologize for the cuts here and there. We'll get better with progress, Lord's willing. It just takes time, right? New camera equipment. Haven't had it that long. We're still learning the kinks on some of this. Okay, and you can use this same bag over and over. I will probably have to, maybe not. I think there's just enough batter to squeeze out in this. Okay, look at that, guys. Look, that did awesome. So, yeah, I recommend that you do that. I mean, you don't have to. You can do it with a spoon, and then, you know, or a spouted measuring cup, whatever you're comfortable with. You know, this is just, I thought maybe it'd be a little bit easier. You know, I'm no professional, but this is just some tips to use, and I love hearing people give me tips at times, so incorporating them. So, and this right here, if you do this, it helps bring any air bubbles up to the top of your batters and helps them get even. Okay, so that looks like they're setting pretty even, and they look at all those blueberries inside. The color is absolutely gorgeous. That's what I was hoping for. The batter smells good. So, on the recipe, it calls to bake these for 15 or 20 minutes on muffins. But since we are using a donut pan, I would suggest to possibly go 8 to 10 minutes on 375. Watching these, since I've never used this donut pan before. This is a new Wilton pan that my husband got me recently as a gift. So, I'm going to put these on 375 for about 10 minutes, but I'm going to watch them because these are donuts, not muffins. So, and they're not that much batter in each ring. So, just to ensure we don't burn or overbake, we're going to try about 10 minutes. So, I'm going to go ahead and get these in the oven, and I will be back with you guys in a few minutes. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm really excited. Look at this. I just got these out of the oven. It looks like they did pretty good. I can tell that some may be a little bit smaller than others, but it's okay. Like I said, I haven't used this pan except for today because it's new. So we're trying. That's right, experimenting. And that's what I like about it. But anyway, look at these. They smell so good. I wish, if you've ever heard that joke growing up about smell-o-vision, well, I wish you could have smell-o-vision right now because they smell good. But they're super fluffy. They look done. So I'm going to go ahead. Pan's not extremely hot, but still kind of hot. And let it cool just for smidgen. I'm going to flip these out just like I would if it had been a cake. So cross your fingers. And we're going to see if this worked. Can't get a hold of it. They're sticking a little bit. Oh, look at there, guys. Look at there. What do you think? Look at the little blueberries. Look at them, guys. Oh, that looks so good. They're so fluffy. Separate them around just a little bit so they can start cooling. Where they're a little hot, they're a little moist. But look at that. The batter is really fluffy and bouncy, as you can see. I baked these instead of frying them because I just want to try something a little lighter, a little more different. But look at these. Look how pretty. So, I think so far they're looking good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep on continuing the process of baking all my donuts. And then when we come back, we'll get started on decorating these because we need some decorations on these donuts. So I'll see you guys in just a few. I really want to quickly show you and test this and see how it looks. So far, thumbs up. I'll see you in a few. Hey guys, welcome back. Look at all of these. Look what I have. Oh my goodness. Look at all these delicious donuts. They look so amazing. Look at all those blueberries. You can see that beautiful bluish purple color coming through. The color of the batter turned out so beautiful. And even some of these are still kind of warm, still cooling. But look at these. They look good. So I have to say, it's a flip to the Wilton donut pan. So, I mean, it turned out pretty good. I like them. I'm impressed. So, what I've done while we've been waiting on all these to bake is I've went ahead and made a donut glaze with this. And I'll have the recipe for these donuts as well as my glaze and anything else here on my description under my video. So you can check that out. But I have actually made a vanilla donut glaze. And all this was basically 2 cups of powdered sugar, 1/4 of a cup of milk, a teaspoon of vanilla. But like I said earlier on my video, you can substitute vanilla out for lemon, which goes very nice with blueberry. You can do cherry, strawberry. I made like a mixed berry glaze. You could do a chocolate glaze with a little bit of cocoa in this. I mean, basically anything you want. Hazelnut. I just used the simple vanilla flavor. And on this bowl, I have went ahead and made a brown sugar crumble. And all this basically was all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of butter, brown sugar. I think I put, as well, I'll have this on the description too with the recipes of the correct ingredients. But brown sugar cinnamon. But you just mix this all together till it kind of comes out crumbly, just like the donuts you buy in the store or on coffee cakes. So, what I'm going to do, and my little girl, of course, she wanted sprinkles on a few donuts. So, you know, for her, I'm going to add a few sprinkles. So, I went ahead and make sure this is good, and we're going to try this. If not, we'll spoon it on with a spoon, but we're going to try to dip our donuts. And as you can tell, they come out really fluffy and spongy. The more they cool, they set. I mean, they turned out really pretty. So, we're going to try this. I'm going to dip it, and you dip your donut. You want to kind of twirl it. Get a good coat of that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I think I'm going to leave this one a plain glaze. Just flop it out. I'll do a couple that's plain just to get it kind of started. Give it a good dip to get good and sweet. Oh, look at that. Now, oops. I think I got them a little too tight on the pan, but that's okay. We'll work with it. That's what we're going to do. Nothing's perfect. I'm going to dip this one, and then instead of leaving this one plain, I'm going to dip it in my brown sugar crumbles. Look at that, guys. Oh my gosh, look at that. So amazing. Oh gosh, I'm so excited to try these. This will be my first big attempt at making homemade donuts this way. And honestly, I didn't use a donut-based batter or recipe. I used a muffin base. You can go ahead and use a donut base. You know, I just wanted to try to do something different to kind of play around with something, whatever you like. Now, whew, your hands are going to get messy, so don't be a little afraid of a mess. And Let's do a couple more. I'm going to do so many of these. Let's put a little more on that one. Make that good and glazy. And if you hear a rustling on my porch or a dog barking, I'm sorry. Look over it. We've got our little husky puppy out on the porch playing while it's good and warm. Oh, look at that. Oh, you know, I got to thinking earlier, if anybody really wanted to, you can also get you some sweetened coconut flakes and toast them in the oven and add them right on top, or some crushed up almonds or pecans, or you can candy them. Oh, that would be, I think, really good on these too. I'm so glad that I did this recipe. Look at these. Look how pretty. Let's do a few more, just glaze, and I'll add some sprinkles on those after I clean my hand up here in a little bit before we try them. I can just tell that these are so soft and so moist just by handling them. I mean, they are just, and some of these are a little bit smaller. Like I said, when I put the batter in, you kind of just, you know, rough it to make them as thick or as thin as you want. This was the first time doing this recipe and using that pan, so, you know, I'm not striving for perfection. This isn't a professional channel. I just enjoy baking and cooking and, you know, just doing something that makes you happy. That's all that I'm about. And it makes my family happy. It brings joy to my little... Okay, guys, back again. I apologize. My next video, Lord's will be better. Our camera batteries are dying. We had our rechargeable ones charging. So, it's one of those things that it happens sometimes. And you just work with what you got. Like I said in one of my other videos, nothing's perfect. We are just doing this for fun. And things happen. You just work with the boo-boos as they go. Oh, look at the sprinkles. My little girl's going to love this. Okay, now, while those are setting, before I do all these, and my camera dies again, I'm so sorry, guys. I hope you guys still tune in and watch these. Like I said, boo-boos happen and you work with them. I'm going to try one of these, and I'm going to try one of these brown sugar cinnamon ones. I love brown sugar and cinnamon together. So good. Oh, these are still setting, so, you know, it's going to be, the glaze will harden up. It's still a little bit wet, but I'm going to go ahead and try this while we can. Look at all. Okay, guys, now let's try this. Look at all those blueberries. Look at the beautiful batter color. If you can see, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this is so moist and so fluffy. And look at all this brown cinnamon and sugar. It looks so amazing. I'm going to try this. Oh my gosh. That tastes so good. The blueberries are so juicy. So it didn't matter if they was frozen. I'm so sorry. Mouthful. And then the brown sugar and cinnamon is so sweet. It tastes just like the ones you get from, what's it called in the small Walmart? I can't remember the name, but I can picture it in my head. But it looks so good. And the batter is so fluffy, so soft. It complements the cinnamon. The blueberries are so juicy. Everything looks together. And the cream is starting to already, the icing cream is already starting to harden up. It is so good. And, I mean, nothing will go better this than a cup of coffee. So, I had to have another bite. I'm sorry. So, guys, I am so sorry again today about all the camera difficulties. Hopefully, next time, in my next video, it won't happen again. We got new equipment, trying it out for the first time. Well, not the first time, but it's one of the first times. So, on my next video, I hope you tune in to my channel. I hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook. My page is In the Pan with Jan. I'll have all kinds of tips and ideas and videos and pictures and posts on there. I hope this recipe becomes part of your menu, or at least to try it out, to play around with it. Because it's all about playing around with recipes and food. Nothing has to be perfect, guys. Just get in the kitchen, get dirty. My hands can show. It's a little bit messy, but get in the kitchen. Just have fun on a day that you're bored or don't have a lot to do. Bring your kids into it. Just experiment, play with recipes like I do. I just love doing it. I'm so happy y'all's here with me today. And I think this is going to be a flip recipe. I will definitely try it again. And if you don't want to do it donuts or have a donut pan, make muffins. Make this crumble. The recipe will be in my description. Do the muffin with this glaze. It's absolutely delicious. It's easy. I promise you, it's one of the easiest recipes that you can follow. There's not a lot go into it and not a lot of work. Bring your kids into the kitchen. Get dirty. Have fun. Like my video, guys. If you like this, join me. My next video should be up very soon as well. It's going to be a French onion chicken bake casserole. So I hope you tune in. I really hope to see you there. Subscribe, and thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.